Eventually, I just sat there for like 20 minutes just playing Smash. That game is so freaking cool.
Roll. Fuck ass.
Language. Oh my god,
A little bit farther.
this
There we go. Oh, don't worry, I got enough ammo for you two. Fuck you. Hey, Corn, how's Hayden?
He's doing alright. He's excited for Christmas, I suppose.
Everybody's excited for Christmas.
God.
I'm gonna buy myself all types of crap.
Me too.
Did you say all types of crack or crap?
Crap.
Crap,
Oh.
crack.
I can't afford crack.
Is crack expensive?
I honestly have no idea.
It don't have to be too expensive for Byron not to afford it.
Oh,
Oh, poor Byron.
Oh shit. God, John.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that was terrible.
There's the
I
usual
didn't
cases.
think that's good. I thought it was kind of funny. Pretty good. I've almost got my
there.
platinum
no.
Darksiders 3.
There we go. Problem solved.
Ah,
Crap! I knew I should have just shot you instead of trying to.
Lord.
To our right by 12 o'clock. I'm getting shot by like both sides there. I need help.
I'm trying to make it ever to actually take the flag.
ah. No, no, no. No, no. No.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Oh god.
Hey, can somebody shoot at this jerk behind me because I'm trying to get this flag over there.
I don't see who's shooting at you.
Seriously?
All I see now.
Seriously, you don't see that guy over there. I mean, if I have to stop and spot him, he's gonna get me.
No, you don't. Then don't stop and spot. Just spot while you're running. God, you act like you never played Battlefield before.
When you still watching?
Been a while. So, how was Mortal Kombat Conquest last night?
Oh man, that show is so good, man. It's so good.
Hey,
It's
you're
terrible.
going to see where the fuck you're at. There you are.
It's terrible, but it's so good. We watched like the first 2 episodes. It's kind of astonishing how little like the girls there in the show, and then the Filipino girl with
I
the,
mean,
in the green.
you act like that's a bad thing.
Well, no, it was the girl from Knuckle.
Holy crap.
Like, Taylor was watching it, and I remember telling her about it, but she was like, well, we gotta watch it on the TV show. And sure enough, that paid she was like, oh!
What came on?
That part, would they introduce, like, there's a bad, like, one of the bad guys in the show is, like, this chick that wears this green type suit.
Oh, the green suit. Girl,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, and, you know, like, I remember as a kid watching it and being kind of freaked out by it, because you could see, like, you know, but I thought she had, like, I thought she had all, and so I didn't understand it when I was younger, so it always freaked me out, and it stuck out in my mind, and now, obviously, when I'm older, I know what that is, so I was telling Taylor about it, and when she saw it on the show, she was like, oh no! Like, it freaked her out, too. Because it's just, like, a big old set of, like, all I could think of was Todd Margaret. It was like a big old bag of balls. It was such good times. But it's a good show, man. You should watch it, Brian.
I've seen it. I
did I
had
see?
the whole thing, but wow.
One year, my blazer.
Stop shooting at me!
Who's shooting at me?
Hold on.
Holy crap. Wow, John. That's impressive.
Like, I really didn't care much to kill you. I just
Like a personal server?
no.
Yeah. Still have the game going?
I don't have it installed, but I have the game. Yeah, my hard drive's kind of full of other stuff. I didn't have it.
Is it full of like Kingdom Hearts and stuff?
No, Kingdom Hearts isn't on here. No, I've got like a couple of Final Fantasy games. I'm playing Darksiders 3 right now.
Ow.
So that's on there.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. What are you doing? Don't stop.
For all of their achievements, humans
just
were
be Michael
unprepared
Jackson
the
for
apocalypse.
Halloween.
Their civilization
Don't
is
worry,
now
man.
mere
You hear the
rubble
bullet?
for
It wasn't meant
demons.
for you.
They truly were a pathetic species. But there are shades of intelligence in their
Oh
minds.
no!
Have the humans grown on you, mistress?
Hardly. I pity their hubris. They believed they could control this world's destiny.
Still, these towers are impressively ambitious. As if they were reaching upwards, looking for purpose in the heavens. What irony they were consumed by hell.
Indeed.
I do.
I think, Corn just, doesn't like to play with us very often with this game anymore.
Wow, no.
Install it.
Is that what you think?
No.
I need somebody to get me a 2 TB hard drive, internal, so that I can add Battlefield back.
Wait. Instead of you going out and getting it yourself.
Well, I could
You want
just take
somebody
yours
else.
since I gave it to you, but I decided not to do that because I'm not. So how about
Oh,
you
I don't
shut
have
up?
that one anymore. Remember somebody broke in my house and stole that one.
Oh man, I can kill you for that. somebody coming to
They
your house.
stole all
and
my
steal
stuff, remember?
Yeah, I know. So they stole that Star Wars PS4.
No, that's the one he gave me.
Yeah, that one had a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Oh. I thought you meant like my actual hard drive.
Yeah, the actual hard drive is a 2 terabyte drive.
I mean the external one.
Bye, Joe. Thanks for
Why
playing.
would I need an external when I just said I need an internal?
Hopefully we'll get more people next time. Wait, you going too, Jared? Oh, I bet someone said bye.
Later, fellas.
Later.
Wait, are you jumping out? Oh, he's jumping out completely. Oh, okay. Well, I'll be on for a while. I'm just running through Darksiders 3. Trying to get my platinum trophy.
I have a final tomorrow, so I can't play forever tonight.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the store in a second because I gotta get my snacks and stuff because I won't have time to do it anymore.
Oh, I know what it is. It's the fact that I showed up. Y'all don't want to do anything.
I'm coming back. I literally just gotta go to the store and get my snacks.
First it was, oh, he doesn't want to play with us anymore. And then as soon as I get on, you're like, okay, it's time to go, man.
That's not it.
Oh crap, it's 10:02.
Oh man.
I'm dying here. Rocket, where you at, bro?
I was out spawn and passing my way around.
God damn. Jared just,
Oh, there.
Crap. I didn't know that Steve was over here.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about being in the chat. I already told y'all why I'm not playing Battlefield. I don't have it installed. Yeah, I don't have the space. I did put Battlefield 5 on there, though.
I had
Battlefield 5 was good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. But it's on there. You know I still haven't even played Battlefield 1.
What are you doing? Let's go drop this bomb off. Like, through that helicopter.
All the way back up. Crap.
Anyway, hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the store. I'm not gonna turn off the game. It's just run.
You're gonna go right now?
In the middle of the match?
I guess he did.
That? That's fine. That's really strange. I know.
Oh crap.
Yeah, he parked the helicopter in my way. I can't get around it. Oh, yeah. Change my weapon.
Hey, Corn.
Hmm.
From 1 to 10, what would you consider that's cool?
I consider what? That's cool.
gonna move. Wow.
Oh my gosh, man.
I'm running for my life right now.
What are y'all playing?
We're playing Obliteration.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, Jared. Alright, let's see what we got here. I guess not.
Stand in my way.
Incoming.
You will fall. And fight back!
Fail that one.
Yeah, you're running right off the top of it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Rainbow.
What's up, jerks?
Yep.
How you been, Vince? Can't complain.
I missed that chocolatey voice.
Whoa. Whoa. At least buy me dinner first, alright? Alright. Corn, you wanna get your ass whooped in some Mortal Kombat?
Sure, why not? I mean, if you really wanna put that evil on yourself.
Hey, I've gotten a lot better, man. I've been practicing.
You know, I haven't played that. I don't even remember the last time I played that game.
Probably the last time we played each other.
Yeah, probably. I haven't played it in forever.
It was on sale, so I was just like, man, $5, why not?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be almost the price of it.
Really? Oh, we have a random idea. Here, I'll get rid of them, sorry. Alright, so, Vince. You playing with games of COD lately?
So what?
Have you been playing with COD lately?
Not lately,
Had me near everything.
yeah, whenever he's home, like, we just got a PUBG, and we've been able to do PUBG.
Oh, you guys both bought it?
I did. Because it's not Fortnite. Like, we don't have to learn how to be a master fucking builder.
Fortnite.
Yeah, I know. But we want to play
Except you aren't getting sued for Carlson.
Yeah, and the backpack too.
Yeah, and I think there's like 6 more people.
Well, I think if they actually just asked, you know, then they probably wouldn't have been sued. I think because they would have asked, and that's why they didn't do it.
Well, I don't think it matters if you ask or not, because it's still a stupid freaking lawsuit. Anyway, why would you sue somebody over a damn game?
Okay. Damn it.
It's a game.
It's a game, but
I mean,
there's something that...
Are they selling the dance? Or is it just something that they're not
It's
selling?
it's like a premium cosmetic, but basically, yeah, you gotta spend V-Bucks.
You gotta actually spend money.
Mistress!
Fortnite.
I know. I felt its eye on me from the moment we entered this pit. Another chosen.
Be careful.
Better than dance from like 40 years ago. Back when nobody liked it.
Oh god.
Fight back!
It sent me forward.
Maybe. I think it's quite silly.
I forget what happened. I wonder if the Philosophy Kid won in that lawsuit.
Well, nothing's happened yet. Like, they haven't even gone to court yet.
Yeah. If anything, whatever that group is that makes that game is just gonna be like,
Epic.
yeah, epic. They're just gonna be like, all right, how much do you want for it?
They're probably gonna just code it out of the game. Yeah.
Refund everybody's money, or change 10% or 90% of the damage, so it doesn't count as crazy. Instead of doing it to the left and to the right, it's going to be to the front and to the back. There's like some rapper that's suing them too. I think it's maybe over the dabbing thing. Yeah, everybody wants a piece of that.
Corn, do you know what a dab is?
It used to be where you touched hands. Now apparently it's some sort of weird hand over the eye. It's like Dracula thing.
Like Dracula floating with faces and shit.
Yeah.
We got Rand in there.
Do you know who made the dab?
Huh?
Do you know who made the dab?
Somebody unimportant, probably. Somebody I don't care
There's
about.
the group called the Migos.
The Migos.
Yeah.
Okay.
They made this. I figured one of you might have heard this song before.
Look. Oh, it's one of those kinds of songs. Okay, yeah, you can turn that out.
Don't turn that damn gorilla booty noise on.
You don't like trap music?
No.
Red Hot Trap Music's like one of my shit. Did you say I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Mother flipping dogs.
I don't think we can play anymore because Byron's not back and we only have 3 people.
Yeah.
We might as well just talk for a little bit then.
Byron. That is so weird that he did that.
He just left in the middle of the match.
Yeah, he got up in the middle of the game and went to the store. He was like, I'm just gonna run to the store. He's like, I mean, can you imagine, like, in a real battle, in a real military operation, somebody being like, I'm gonna go tie my shoes real quick. Like, you're in live fire, in the middle of shooting all these, like, I don't know, whatever brown people we're at war with. And he's just like, I'm gonna go tie my shoes real quick. You got this, homie.
Are you talking about the?
You're talking about from Battlefield 1, the Harlem Hellfighters?
I'm talking about in real life, somebody in the middle of some Middle Eastern nation or wherever we're going to war with, probably Mexico, I don't know. And they just stop in the middle of the fight, and they say, I'm gonna go tie my shoes real quick. You got this, homie. No, it was like whatever brown people we're going to war with. That's the trend here. You know, No, I'm just saying that's what we do. That's all we've done is gone to war with Brown Nation. So I'm just stating it like it is, brother. Yeah, that's fine, but we don't need to be over there at war with them. But we yeah. Sam Walton needs to gentrify the Middle East. There you go. Get a Whole Foods over there, and their lives will be complete.
Well, you know what Whole Foods is for?
Yeah, I know what Whole Foods is.
Yeah, you condescending dickhead. We all know what Whole Foods is.
I didn't think there was one in Mississippi.
There isn't. There isn't. We have
but
like.
You guys know what Whole Foods is?
We have farms and stuff. We don't have to spend $60 on a pack of asparagus.
Ah, dude, you gonna low kick your way to fucking victory? Fuck you.
Yeah. No, they have Whole Foods in like Texas and like, you know, out Midwest and stuff. We don't need Whole Foods out here. We have Walmart. We have Corner Market, and we have Walmart. We have Winn-Dixie. We have Sullivan's.
What's Winn-Dixie?
We have
What's
Big
Sullivan?
Star.
What's Big Star?
Big Star.
Yeah, we have a
We have
Kroger.
Kroger and Food City.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a single one of those names ever besides Walmart.
We
You never heard
have.
of a Kroger, Ari?
Nope.
They have
Don't know what that
Costco
is.
over there. You gotta remember, he's over there in like in town.
I do know what
You never
Costco
heard of a
is.
Food City either?
No, what's that?
You never heard NASCAR? I think you don't want to see. You never seen say NASCAR.
Yeah, that's
Food
right.
City
Fatality,
500.
you low kicking bitch.
I've watched some NASCAR.
Bristol race is usually the Food City.
Don't know that.
I've never seen a Food City. What else are
They got Food Lion in Georgia.
Nice.
It's like the Georgia equivalent of Big Star.
I wanna eat
Wow,
it.
you guys are saying names.
Mississippi people get it.
I'm not so why am I not surprised?
Big Star is like the hood grocery.
It's
Oh,
like
random.
Hood to the hood grocery, man.
Yeah. Ah,
What is the hood
sunflower.
grocery?
Every time I went to Big Star, somebody got caught stealing. Like every time.
It was you, wasn't it? No, it was like,
You racist asshole. Fuck you.
Oh God.
well, you put two and two together. Every time I went in, somebody got caught stealing.
I was saying that those stores are in a bad neighborhood.
The neighborhood wasn't that bad. It was just, you know. I thought it was going to be bad.
Go through a bad neighborhood that I didn't know about.
I was scared to go. I heard nothing, but I felt like I was moving to Compton.
Is that even comparable?
Wait, well, I'm talking about like where I lived when I lived in Hattiesburg. When I first moved there, I moved over there in East Hattiesburg, over there by Big Star.
You know what happens in Compton, right?
Yeah, I know what happens in Compton.
Okay.
I was scared. I was moving into a black neighborhood. I mean, I grew up in Petal, so it was like, you know, it was a culture shock for me.
I thought Petal was mostly white.
That's my point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Vince, what do you think?
What?
Of that, like, I'm assuming you live somewhere in Petal or just
No,
is that a culture shock to see like a bunch of white people walking around in Petal?
no.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
what most.
Petal is like the factory where they make white people, man.
They when they integrated the schools back in like the early days, Petal was the city that they made to get away from all that.
What the fuck? I guess I was hanging right, well, wrong way there. You guys were random in here.
I'll keep him because he's the one that's keeping Master right now, so
Oh, don't tell me you're gonna be a bitch and quit before fatality. Oh, fuck you. Oh, what a dickhead.
You know, I still never got like all my online trophies for that game. I needed all those King of the Hill points, but nobody would give them to me because they were mad because I kept using Jackie Briggs full auto. And I would sit there in the King of the Hill rooms just beating people left and right. They'd be like, "Dude,
I fucking taught you that shit.
yeah, I
taught you
know,
that shit.
I know, and I was exploiting it online, and nobody would give me. They would all grade me like zeros and ones and stuff. I'd be like, dude, just give me my 2,000 points and I'll leave. That's all I'm trying to do.
Give me what I want, and I'll leave you alone.
This time, behind the
There goes
emptiness
our
that
litter
cloaks
plane.
them, a fire burns inside
I was
the
like,
chosen.
I just want my.
Yes, mistress, the chosen.
I just want my trophy. That's all I want. And they would just get beat left and right every turn. They were getting knocked out, and they would not give me what I asked for.
Dude, that full auto Jackie Briggs, like that's a fucking, it's a zoner's dream, man.
Yeah.
You can keep them at distance, and then when they try to jump in, you zone some more.
I am 100% like surprised that they never tried to nerf that. Because that is,
I mean,
that's
I
ridiculous.
don't know. You found a way around it, so
Well,
I guess they would do other
well, I mean,
people.
it took forever to do it, and you can only do it with like 1 or 2 people. Like, I found a way around it with Melina. That was it. Nobody else. And especially with like the input latency online, it's nasty. It's freaking nasty. And even like people would be like Shinnok, like doing ridiculous combos. The minute you start doing that, it's game over.
Yep. Once they catch you in like one of their patented fucking combos, like it's a done deal.
Well, that was the thing. Like, no matter who they would get, if I used that, they were just stuck. Teleportating, there were people, they had people teleporting in and stuff, and they would do like the teleportation move, try and get behind me. Never worked out.
You know who I
Just about a little,
I cannot be fucking flat.
Oh yeah.
he's on the building, top of the building.
Triborg, I was watching a video online about Triborg, because a guy I go to church with, played with Triborg against me, and, really?
well, according to
Are you freaking serious? Yeah, I do. And, he was like, yeah, he's really cheap, but a lot of those combos and stuff are fake. Like,
I just
you
spawned,
can get out of them if you watch what moves he's doing and stuff. Like, half of them, they make you think you can't get out, but you can.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I don't have time to sit there and study Triborg like that. But I watched him do like Triborg smoke, and it's just, he had me ready to break my controller because I was like, are you serious? This dude is nothing but infinite combos. But that's not accurate. He can be beaten. You just have to be persistent.
Did Corn just Taylor go with you?
Mm-hmm.
When you go?
Go where?
You know, to the church.
No.
Corn, do you go to one of those churches where they, you know, sing in gowns and stuff?
You talking about like church with choir?
Yeah.
Ari, why are you such a racist, Ari?
That's not a racist, I'm just asking a question.
That's not very racist.
Racist would be like, do you sing at a church with all the other black people? That's racist.
But your ass, Ari.
But yes, bro, do you?
We don't use our music is like pretty much like a rock group, if you will.
Rock group?
Yeah.
Comes Ari's little airplane.
Oh! Taco!
Oh shit, I done the wrong party.
You always gotta go hop over the border. Destiny 2.
I just realized that when I was trying to look for my damn Battlefield 4 game, I don't know what the fuck it is.
I'm waiting on it to go on sale on the PlayStation 4. They keep selling it in that bundle with Hardline.
Yeah.
Their own Hardline.
Sitting here looking up and seeing.
That Hardline was hot garbage.
I like it.
These are.
Well, there's only so much you can do. Well, there's only so much you can do with World War I and World War II. I mean, they didn't have like freaking laser guided missiles. Are you talking about? Wait, are you talking about Hardline? Oh, okay. Because I was like, in Battlefield Hardline, you got like way more weapons.
Look there. You feel that? The vibrations of power that emanate from it.
No, but feeling isn't my strong suit. That said, I would recommend avoiding
How do
it.
you get downstairs in this place?
Why?
If I may be blunt,
I believe
what
that they
brews
should have
within
made
is not
shared
part of your
weapons
mission.
throughout 1 and 5 like this game. And then
Coming in, disarm both of them.
I'm trying to figure out why Battlefield goes from futuristic weapons to back to fucking Stone Age. And Black Ops is going from Stone Age to futuristic shit. What the fuck are you going backwards? Come on, man.
Well, we haven't. I mean, I think Battlefield 1 was, you know, they were going back to, you know, the roots of Battlefield, where you did your little, stupid little, whatever. You know, going back to the old war.
That was cool. I didn't like how they did that.
Well, Battlefield 1 came out 2 years ago.
Quiet.
Battlefield 1 came out 2 years ago. And then Battlefield, and before that, well, and then before that there was Battlefield Hardline, which came out in, I think, 2015, 2014. Yeah, 2014.
Oh shit.
What would you ask
I want to see Battlefield Civil War, man. That's what I want to see.
That would be cool. What?
Why, so you can kill the Confederates?
Yes, as you wish. Take your time.
Yeah.
I knew you couldn't resist. A wise decision. As you wish. Farewell for now.
Yep.
But people still buy them though.
Yeah. You know what I enjoy?
What did you enjoy?
I was gonna say, surprisingly, I enjoyed Battlefront 2.
Really?
No, I went out and
Yeah.
I bought Battlefront 2. It was like $10.
Did you play it day one, or did you play it after it started?
I got it on sale, and I played it day one. Like I played it, like I was even in the beta for it, and I didn't hate it. Like, you know, I didn't see any of the problems that people had with it. I was just, you know, I'm one of those spend the money, playing it.
No, later, already. I got it.
I didn't ask for your lip.
Well, you got it anyway, bitch.
What do you mean?
Oh, shit. Man, y'all love these damn shotguns.
Wait, what do you mean with microtransactions when you come out?
I'm ending this here.
Yeah, but see, you don't have to. That's all optional. Right.
Yeah, unless you fucking real with instant action, super strong one that gives you power ahead of other people.
See, I don't see that, and I think a lot of people don't see that, because like even when I played when I played Battlefront 2, you didn't have to, you know, you didn't have to buy your heroes. You just play the game and they unlock as you're playing the game. Like you start out with like, you start out with like 8 heroes, and as you're getting kill streaks and stuff, you're earning points, and those points go towards purchasing and being able to use your characters during that fight.
Or
It's
perhaps
like
the universe holds much more mystery
Ain't
than I
getting it,
ever
ain't getting
imagined.
it.
you're not just buying anything.
Mistress,
Bitch.
No, I got.
I detest philosophy.
I didn't get that experience from when I played it. Yeah. And you know, even when they announced the game, the DLC, like it's free. So I didn't see any reason to spend any money on it outside of the base game. Now, if you want to get your stuff right away and get it fast, then yeah, you can do that. Or you can play the game and just unlock it as you're getting points if you die. You get points as you spawn. You get points for virtually any and everything you do. And that's just like I was like, I don't see anything wrong with the experience. I don't plan on playing it to be. Yeah.
After everybody complain.
We're safe for now, but you're an idiot if you think anything ahead will be easy.
Are you ready for another round?
Oh, you bastards!
Second and last. I owe him a proper beating.
Speaking of incomplete games, I played Fallout 76 and holy shit.
Is it really shitty?
Oh my god. Dude, that is the worst game I think I've ever played on PS4.
Really? That bad, huh?
It's bad. Like, what they did was they took the engine from Fallout 4 and just tweaked a couple of things and just stuck in multiplayer and called it a brand new game. Like, that's exactly what they did. Like, there's bugs in Fallout 76 that were present in Fallout 4 that they never fixed. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's terrible. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's really bad. Like, I rented it from fucking Redbox and I played it for 2 hours and I took it back that same day. I'm not doing this. This is really bad. Really bad.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knew the apocalypse would have so many elevators?
Must you fill the silence with your chatter?
Are you suggesting the Great Fury does not enjoy the pleasure of my company?
Pleasure is not the word.
Oh crap, I didn't even see you! Like you're about to call you out and just killed me!
Point where, like, pre-order culture is pretty much taken over.
Admit,
like, you can't have access to this one cool game. Pre-order and different retailers have different pre-order policies. Pre-order was 30 times to get everything unless, they decide to release a Game of the Year edition with everything.
Sounds like a terrible battle. Which means we'll be running headlong towards
it's maddening. Just how bad
learning.
pre-order culture is nowadays.
What do you think about, like, when it comes to microtransactions, what do you think about games like Grand Theft Auto and, say, what is it, Red Dead 2, where they're implementing, like, where the amount of money that you have to spend in order to get stuff to play online, or, like, you got people that buy jets and stuff, and they're nuke you during games and stuff. What do you think about that? Where you're spending ridiculous amounts of money to get cosmetic crap and other
Guess who has the money?
Playing that game, you have to.
Especially when you're this angry. In some other reality, I could have loved you, Fury.
Say that person is using that jet to keep you from being successful in, say, a heist. How do you... Okay. Now with games like Battlefield, where that, like, I think when you compare GTA, when you say if it's a complete experience, that's not really, that's like comparing apples and oranges, because you can't compare a game like, say, Grand Theft Auto to a game like, say, MAG or SOCOM, where the experience is strictly online, or where, like, with a first person shooter, your experience is going to be, for the most part, strictly online. You know, when they do those servers and they do those focus groups, and they see that maybe 30%, and now you can actually see that kind of stuff, or they accidentally kind of put that information out there with trophy counts, that you can actually see how many people actually participate in the single player experience. For, like, people complain that Battlefront 1 didn't have a single player experience or an offline campaign. Nobody really cares about the campaign in a lot of first-person shooters, because nobody... Well, I'm talking about Battlefront. Or, like, with Call of Duty, they spend a lot of money on their single-player campaigns. Like, I mean, through voice actors, everything else, they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on, like, Kevin Spacey will come out and do a voice that nobody will ever really play the campaign with. They'll play the multiplayer experience, and that's it. So with a game like Grand Theft Auto, their focus is on the main story element, while the other part is extra. So what I'm saying is, when you say you get the complete experience, it depends on the title. You can't say that for a game like MAG, where the whole experience is online. You can't call a game complete because it doesn't have a campaign, if that makes sense. Well, that's because lots of people played it, but the point? Yeah, the point I'm getting at is, like, when you say a complete experience, when you say a complete game, or like.
On the right hand side, door. It's supposed to be scary.
Okay, so right. So when it
Yes, we
comes
are,
to,
because we keep buying it.
yeah, we buy it because of instant gratification, and if they can't meet that release date, or people get mad because the release date gets pushed back for so long, you're gonna be looking at games where you invest millions upon millions of dollars, and you have to push it back another 2 or 3 years to complete it. People are gonna be kind of agitated with you about it. They're gonna be like, and now we're in a situation, or we're in a society where you can release a game and continue to patch in stuff as the game you know, because I think a lot of them, especially with, I think a lot of them, and I buy games from all different from all different ends of the spectrum. So I think that there's some games that they put
You
out
lie.
just to make money, and I
You
think that
lie.
how so?
Because you hate Fallout.
Because Fallout's a
And
garbage
Skyrim.
game, and so is Skyrim. But anyway, well, to me, in my opinion, I don't play Fallout because, in my opinion,
Opinion.
I don't play games like that because to me they're boring and they're stupid. You just I don't I, I'm not a huge gamer in the sense that I like to just wander around doing aimlessly doing stuff or doing fetch quests for
Not
people. That's not what I
aimlessly.
do. That's not what I play games for. And
I thought that's what you usually do.
when I said playing games from all different ends of the spectrum, I mean where I play games that have like year on year releases, and I also play games where you have like say Final Fantasy 15 where it spends 10 years in development before the game actually comes out, and stuff like that. So I'll wait
So
for
you have a preference,
what?
pretty much. So you just have a preference. Like,
I don't understand. Like what I'm saying is I'll get Battlefield and I'll play it and I'll enjoy it, and as they keep adding new content in or as they keep patching the game or fixing things or whatever, I'll keep playing it because I don't care about stuff like that. Games like that, I know that when they come out, half the stuff doesn't work. I know that this isn't there. I know that isn't there, but I know that the developers, when they put those games out, they intend to support it for at least, like, I mean, you think about like Battlefield Bad Company 2, that game still has servers live, and that game's like what 10, 15 years old, and they still support that game. Those developers still support that. So I don't expect the game to not be supported, and I don't expect the game to not get content later or whatever. I don't let microtransactions or any of that garbage dictate whether I choose to purchase or not purchase a game. You know what I'm saying? And if it is a game in a sense where it is like a pay to win scenario, and I truly feel like I have to buy stuff to win, like say mobile freemium games, then I will not spend that money. That's my decision. I'll play it enough to where I don't have to spend money, and if it gets frustrating or whatever, I didn't invest anything other than my time, and I'll leave it alone.
see,
But like when
me,
it comes
if
when
this
it
is freedom, man.
so what I'm saying is as far as the development cycle goes, I have no idea how long Battlefield 5 has been in development. I'll assume it's been in development for at least 3 or 4 years. And I say that because we don't really know those timelines. We only know the announce dates and the release dates, and that's it. When you look at games like say the Final Fantasy VII remake, that's been in development well over 12 years, and it got pushed back even further. It was supposed to come out in 2017. Here it is looking at a 2020 release date. So I'm not complaining about it. I'm not, I don't complain about games that get released year over year because if it's a game, like if it's a single player experience and they keep releasing it year over year, then yeah, maybe I would have an issue with that. But if it's a multiplayer experience or if it's a game like that they will continue to support for years, then I'm fine with that too. Like depends on what doing doing nothing.
You're not doing nothing. You're doing everything.
You're doing nothing. You're literally walking around. You're literally walking around shooting. You're literally walking around hitting stuff with sticks and shooting creatures and getting gear and farming and doing everything you can to build this and
but
that.
there's a story to it.
I don't
Anything
do
that
stuff
you
like
do,
that.
there's reason behind it.
It's just like you know, it's just
no
like
different than Final
Dead
Fantasy
Island.
when somebody says-
Actually, that's not true. But it's and
How
especially
is
when you
that-
consider,
how is
especially
it
when you
not true?
consider.
You have somebody come at you. Hey, could you do this for me? Because I'll give you
Nope.
this for it. Like that's
No, that's not.
literally Final
Okay.
Fantasy.
No, it's not.
That's what Final Fantasy is?
No, it is not. It is a completely different narrative structure. Final Fantasy is more narrative driven versus, say, a game like Skyrim where you have a story, you have a generic character who lives in this world who does X or Y for people, and you can kind of pick and choose where you go and what kind of story missions and story bits you take. But the story that you get from the game is dictated by what you do in the world. Versus with Final Fantasy, you have a character who has a character arc. You have several characters that have stories that get there. It's almost like watching a movie versus listening to somebody kind of barely tell you a story, if that makes sense. No,
Right.
I like my narrative. If I'm gonna play a game with a story, I like my narrative to be, you know, dictated and linear. I don't like games like that because they have weak narratives. And most of the time the stories are very unfulfilling. The endings aren't fulfilling, and it's just like, you saved the world, congratulations. You know, I think what really turned me off of games like that, and I keep going back to it, is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That was the first game I ever played like that. And ever since then, even with you know, other games that have those elements like Dead Island and stuff like that, I turn them off about halfway through because the narrative's not strong enough to keep me interested. It's like when I talk about Dead Island, you know, Taylor and I were talking about playing that, and that was supposed to be like a great experience for us. It's like the first 30 minutes of the game is, hey, I need you to go get me some gas. Okay, I'll give you some gas, but I need you to go get me some. I need you to go get me 6 limbs from a tree so that I can give this to my best friend. And then when you go over there and you get that, and he's like, okay, I need you to do this too. I had the same experience with Borderlands. I games where you're just fetching stuff for people for kind of like a half-ass narrative. And I still feel that same. I felt that same way about Rage. I felt that same way about what little bit of Oblivion I played, Morrowind, all of them. Knights of the Old Republic was the only one of those games that I actually, one of the only games like that I finished. And even then, I was like, I didn't care about any of the characters. And by the end of it, it was just like, congratulations, you saved the day, thanks. Roll credits. like I expect that out of an NES game. But even then, I can play Ninja Gaiden on the NES and get a much better story out of that than I can any of those other.
So you would like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls?
Yeah, I love Heavy Rain.
But that's what you just said you didn't like.
That is not what.
Dictate the story.
No, I didn't say that. Heavy
You
Rain.
did. You literally did.
No, Heavy Rain.
Motherfucker,
I said I like, when it comes to RPGs, I like my story linear and I like characters with arc. With Heavy Rain and with Beyond Two Souls, you're being told a story from a person's perspective. You have characters that matter, characters that you care about, characters that you get behind. You can't get behind old Jim Bob from, you know, down the street that needs to
I'm just saying, that's what I like about Skyrim, because it feels like my story, and I get to choose how I dictate that story. At the end of the day, everything that happens.
But the point I'm getting at is you get a generic, basic narrative, and they can only do so much to engage you because your character isn't a character. Your character is you. And so you're not gonna see how that person feels when their dad dies or something like that. You're just gonna be like, oh, that sucks, or whatever.
I always feel a certain way when my people die. Like,
you know,
dude, like there are like 7 different ways to end a freaking war.
Thanks for the assistance.
Watching, not speaking.
Huh. We're all learning something on this little sojourn.
Yeah,
I'm not,
look
you
at
know,
Tony Hawk 5.
I think like when it comes to games like I said, when it comes to games like Battlefield or Battlefront, I personally like, especially with Battlefront. None of the original Battlefront, I think people expected too much from the first game because of the second game. In the original first game, there was no real campaign. There was kind of like an arcade mode where you could go through the original trilogy, or all 6 movies, and that was it. The first game for Battlefront, the remake or whatever, it only focused on the original trilogy, which I guess that's just whatever. But that I had in it. That was the only thing I took issue with, is that it didn't have any of the Clone Wars stuff.
Okay.
The same. Yeah. Right. And it's so what? I mean, that's not that big of a deal. At least it has, like, if you want the solo campaign, then you can have the solo campaign. But I mean, Battlefront 2 for the original Battlefront 2 had a relatively short campaign.
But pissing me off with fucking claymores.
Please take your time.
Here's a situation that like pisses me off more than anything. Like every game right about now is kind of doing it, especially like with the new Mortal Kombat coming out and all that. I already know it's gonna happen, so I'm gonna have to wait. I cannot stand when it's like, oh, this person is gonna come out, but you have to buy them. I miss the days where I can just fight and get somebody in, even if it was like the hardest conditions.
Now,
And the worst game that's ever done that has to be Killer Instinct. That's some bullshit. How do you give me 4 characters and then say, oh, well, next season I'm going to introduce this person. Now I got to pay $7.99 for 1 character.
In Street Fighter 5, you can unlock all your characters by playing versus matches and unlocking them with battle points. I mean, that was one of the things. Or you can buy them if you don't want to wait, or if you suck at playing the game online. If you suck at Street Fighter. But at the same time, but at the same time, when Street Fighter came out, it was virtually incomplete. But that didn't stop me from getting it. That didn't stop me from enjoying it for the experience that it was. Hell, it took them 6 months to release a story mode for it, if that. So, and you only had 12 characters. So, and then they added in half the characters that were in the Street Fighter, the original Street Fighter and stuff like that later, that you could either unlock or you could buy I mean, I don't. I'm
much
like
rather
when
like,
I
fight
get a
my way
fighting
through.
game, yeah, when I get a fighting game, I expect to do, versus mode. So if that's the mode that's complete at the time, or if that's the mode that they're focused on working on, then that's what I'm getting the experience for. Then that's what I'm gonna pay for. The other stuff is a bonus, sure, but I
Fucking
don't have to have it.
pussy fuckers.
I'm not gonna complain that it's not there.
Right.
I'm not like, oh, they don't have a a single player mode for Star Wars Battlefront, so I'm gonna have to play all the games. I have to play online with my friends or with other people, or I'm not gonna complain about that, especially if that's what I get it for. But with like a game like Battlefield, yeah, you expect the single player campaign experience. Sure, the story might not be that good. I think I'm only one of our gaming group. I might be like one of like 6 people that actually finished the campaign in Battlefield 3 and 4.
Never
But
played the campaign.
huh?
Never played the campaign.
See, but see, and to me personally,
Where the fuck are you go?
the campaign in 4 was garbage.
Still here.
But I didn't complain that it
game,
was
though.
there. I didn't complain that the campaign sucked. It's not
Don't get me wrong, I kind of want to play the campaign just to kill rats, piss off PETA,
but yeah, I think all of the 3 had a better campaign. Mm-hmm.
Greetings. Please take your time.
Advanced warfare.
Fuck you, bud.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's right.
Right in the fucking face.
I get that too. I mean, there are games that I'm like, I get that. Like me, I couldn't get behind Grand Theft Auto. That's just not my cup of tea. So for me, that was a waste of $60.
But it was fun when we played, though, right, Corn?
Prepare, mistress. The last of the chosen is here.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even when I tried playing single player, I was like, but that's just me.
Yeah. But you don't get no blowjob. It's not easy to code stuff like that.
Like I like open world games too, but I'm an Ubisoft fan. Like I don't care what anybody says about Ubisoft. Like I love their games. Like I've played pretty much all of them. And like one of the games that I enjoy, like I love The Division. Like I know a lot of people like to bag on that game because it's repetitive and blah blah blah.
What game isn't repetitive? Especially nowadays. But that's one of those games where I'm like, you loot, you shoot, and then you loot some more. That's what I'm talking about. That's what that is. That's where all the games are going nowadays. And I'm like, that's not what I like to do. I don't like to run around and loot stuff. I mean, I at some point want to play the story for it, sure, but it's not.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
You know why the story was weak? Because you got to create your own character. You didn't have a set narrative with compelling characters and compelling environments. Because it has to be universal. That's what I'm saying, because like the narrative is like too universal for anybody else. You know, it's like one of those choose your own adventure books, but you don't have anything to care about. States aren't really where they need to be.
What you talking about? I had a whole family in Skyrim. I cared about them.
See,
did you though?
Like talking about
like the guy that. That's like the guy that.
No, my wife was actually kidnapped once, and I had to go and kill a bunch of bandits to take her back.
That's like the guy that was killing prostitutes or killing women and storing them in his house. They were, yeah. Well, no, there was a guy doing that in Skyrim. There's like a guy that was killing like women and like locking them up in his house.
Invisible star.
I think you're tripping, man.
Finally, mercifully extinguished.
Oh, you fucker.
Yeah.
Wait, was that a bipod on your knife? Hey, wait, who's Dr. Trouble? Oh, okay.
Oh, I absolutely did. I played the shit out of that game. Like, it was... Like... Yeah.
Greetings. Take your time.
Alright, I wish I could say I'm gonna go. Take care, guys.
See you later.
Alright, man. Good night.
I'll play with you guys later when I have more time.
A wise decision.
Alright, buddy.
And see, like we talk about like games improving, like with their subsequent features and stuff. I think one of the games that
Wait, am I the only one left?
Watch Dogs 2 over the first one. Watch Dogs 1 was a boring slog to play through.
Watch Dogs 1 was garbage.
Yeah,
the game was trash.
Playing through Watch Dogs 2, they saw what was wrong with the first one and kind of like tweaked it, I guess, because the main
everybody
character
else
is a
left.
lot
I
more
guess I'll leave
likable.
it
There's
too.
a lot more going on.
Well,
The world seems a lot more alive. It's just a better experience than those games.
See, the big problem with Watch Dogs 1, as far as story goes, is that they apparently don't know how to write stories.
Yeah.
You have it, and they don't know how to create non-blank slate characters with actual decent motivations. You got this guy who got his niece killed for doing some espionage stuff, and then he's like, "Well, I'm gonna take him down by doing the same espionage stuff that got her killed in the first place."
And see, like Aiden Pierce he's one of the most unlikable protagonists I think I've ever played in a video game.
He's a wet blanket.
He's a douchebag.
You know, I'll tell you, Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs. And I'll tell you this, you know, this guy, for me, like when I played Watch Dogs, you know, I did all the side missions, all the little games and stuff. I was just like completely disgusted with the way, like I even hated the way it ended. Like both endings were just garbage. Like that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't play those kinds of games anymore, because they always seem to fail to impress me, or fail to make me. They always make me disappointed with the way that the narrative plays out, and that was a. No. Well. Right. Right. But the character himself still failed to be a compelling character. You still had failed to have a compelling narrative. You had failed to have compelling side characters. I worked so hard on my character.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And so when you look at Aiden Pierce, he's no different. He is absolutely no different than any blank slate dude that you make in Dark Souls or whatever you got. He was no different. In fact, you can get more emotion out of a game with a silent protagonist, like from the Super Nintendo days, than you could in that game, and that says a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like you like even for. Most Western games. Most Western games and most Western games and most games like that tend to have or most games that have Western RPG elements in them. You know, because you got progression in Watch Dogs. You still gain experience. You have RPG elements. You're still running around in an open world that you can go virtually anywhere and do virtually anything. You're still having to do quests for people and all this other stuff. All those elements that are shared within those games that I've mentioned. You know, but the problem is that they don't put the narrative first. They put the world first and the narrative second. Whereas in a game like, say, even with Final Fantasy 15 being open world, this is the first one to really do that. They put the story part first and the open world part second. And that doesn't mean that they slacked on the open world stuff. It's just that you get the same open world quests that you get in any other game where you're still doing fetch stuff, but the narrative is super strong. The characters are really likable and super strong, and you have a conflict that matters. You care about the conflict there, and so that's the difference. It's like if you were to look at God of War, that game is very linear. While it has areas that you can kind of wander off the path, the game itself is very linear, and therefore, they put the story first. They put the characters first, and you can empathize with those characters as you're going through that story. Metal Gear Solid, the exact same thing. You can empathize with all these characters as you're going, and most of the conversations are on a black screen with two heads talking to each other. But the narrative is the most important part. And I
But
think
when I
that's
play those games, I just feel like I'm forced to still do the one thing.
What would you ask
No
of
matter
this
what else I do.
merchant?
that's the point. You're focused. You're that, and that's what I'm saying. You have a really strong story that's crafted for you to experience, and not a story that they can say, okay, well, you can have A plot, B plot, C plot, and you can choose what plot you want to do, but it won't really matter in the end. But we don't have to write it as strong because we want to give you the feeling of your decision kind of affecting something. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you craft a narrative,
that's what we keep telling you. In Fallout and everything else, our decisions do determine what's gonna happen.
And that's fine. But you can't have, but you don't have it both ways in a sense, because like when you look at something like that versus Beyond Two Souls or Heavy Rain or something, you have with Heavy Rain you have a deeply crafted narrative, and they have it plotted out in 8 million different ways where this story could go with each one of these characters. Each character has an arc, and each character has a resolution or a payoff to something, right? So the main narrative is set, and then they say, okay, well, if this happens, well, what if this happens? Well, then we can go off on tangent B. Whereas with a game like that, you have a general story with general characters, and they say, okay, well, they're going to make this kind of guy or girl, and they can go wander off, and we have to be able to cater to a million different people and a million different playstyles, rather than having 8 stories that you can just kind of take pieces of and then move into a set. Like, so say if a character dies in Heavy Rain, the rest of their story never plays out, but the story plays out without those characters, without that character. The story is still set. You can experience it in different ways, versus, well, we have to find a way to kind of craft a generic story and a generic ending and this and that for these people that, you know, do this or do that. You see what I'm saying? You don't have a deep investment in these people. You're just kind of like, oh, well,
Please take your time.
yeah. Right. And that's what I'm saying. And so the narrative tends to suffer because of it. And that's just like I said, all this is my personal opinion. And I've always said that, and that's where the whole conversation, pretty much came from. Like, I was like, while people may think that, I don't understand the concept of people, hating a game or saying a game is incomplete, because that their basis of comparison is their own version of what a complete experience is. For me, a complete experience is having a strong narrative versus buying a $60 game that I may play 20 minutes of and be like, all right, this is garbage, I'm throwing it away, or something like that.
Hey, yo, Rusty, check your phone.
Yeah. Right, but you also got to remember that Battlefield 4 came out completely broken and messed up too. So, and it didn't get fixed for 3 months. So, I mean, and Battlefield 4 suffered from the exact same thing that everybody's complaining about Battlefield 5. I just, it was an incomplete game out the door. And like a lot of the multiplayer functions didn't work. It crashed a lot. There were a lot of issues with the servers. Yeah, there were a lot of things going on with Battlefield 4. Right. Nah, right. Now see, right, but see, I think you're getting microtransactions confused with paid DLC because that sounds like that sounds like paid DLC in the sense that I don't have to have an emoji set to be successful in the game. A microtransaction would be something on a pay-to-win scale. Like if you played Clash of Clans, those are microtransactions where you pay to play. Where you pay to play. DLC? All DLC is a microtransaction at that point. A season a, a, yeah, a season pass. A season pass is microtransaction at that point. No, 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 no. I'm not defending microtransactions. I'm saying that paid DLC, like when you go in and you buy little things that don't matter, cosmetic things, that's not a microtransaction. A microtransaction is something that you use in order to fund your game. Like when you have a game that's free to play, but in order to progress in the game, you have to make a purchase. That's considered a microtransaction. Where and that's where whaling comes in, where people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to be successful in the game, versus paid DLC where it's like a costume or an emote or something stupid that you don't have to have but people do it anyway. That's just DLC. If people want to buy an emote system, yes. I think if that's what you want to sell, then you can sell it. It's a Right. I think I think I think I think with I think with some games they're probably already there, or there are a lot of games like that, and typically the consumers tell you whether they want it or not. I'm saying when it comes to cosmetic purchases and things like that, that's just DLC. Like you go look on the PlayStation Store at those little Japanese games where they've got like 8 million different costumes for the same person. They're all like $3. I'm not spending that money on that because I don't need it. But if it's something that I need to purchase in order to progress in a game, like, or if I have to start paying money in order to progress in a game, that's when it becomes a problem. And I don't think that day is coming anytime soon, because if it was going to happen, it was going to happen on it's going to happen on the PC platform before it ever hits console, because all those games hit PC first, and you got way more games on PC that are like that. But at the same time, I think that in a marketplace for you to be able to get whatever DLC you want for whatever game you want, that's fine. You can do whatever you want to. But if you start having to pay for, you know, stat boosters or whatever that it looks like, or anything that helps you that you have to win, that's where it becomes a problem. I think that's what the problem is. But I also don't I also don't play a lot of games like that. Most of my games I play, I choose because they're single player games. I play games from the Japanese market a lot because that's where I get most of the experiences that I want. And games that don't require me to, like, I'm okay with paying $60 for Uncharted, the next Uncharted game, because I know what to expect from it. And I know what I get from it. I've never been let down by that series. Or I'm okay with paying for Final Fantasy, all 4 or 5 different editions of Final Fantasy VII that they're supposed to have, because that game's supposed to be broken up into several chapters. I'm okay with that. But it's just, you know, that's just me. But when it comes to games like Battlefield or anything like that, I don't think about microtransactions because I don't get on there to pay to win. I just get on there to run around and shoot people, and we all get our own private server anyway, typically, so I don't have to worry about having to go out and buy the latest gun or whatever in order to get my progression up faster. I can progress at my own rate of speed. And I think that's where people lose each other, is that they're like, well, I want instant gratification. Sure, if somebody wants to pay $100 and go on ahead and get to level 100, cool, let them do it. I don't care. But me, if I want to take my time and get there and get my 400 hours in, like in Battlefield 4, I've got like over 400 hours of gameplay in that. I'd say that was well worth my $60. I'd say if I've spent anything over 30 or 40 hours in a shooter, that was well worth my $60. I'm okay with that. Yeah, yeah, right. Oh yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. See, yeah. And yep. And people complained that there was no multiplayer for it, or it was like there was no free roam or anything like that. And I was like, then the narratives. Yeah. See, see. Well, I don't think that they will because they still have developers that care about stuff like that. And even with like mobile, a lot of mobile games aren't even like that. Again, it's like you have the option to play those freemium games and stuff, but if people aren't playing them, if people aren't making money, or if they aren't selling, then nobody's gonna do it. And most of it is dime a dozen anyway. People aren't gonna people aren't gonna accept it. They'll stop buying. And if especially when you're investing millions of dollars, you don't invest millions of dollars into mobile platform games, but you invest millions of dollars into titles like Battlefield, where you have to meet a hard release date and you have certain bottom line, and stuff like that. So your stuff has to be on point. You can't run the risk of getting bad press by doing this or doing that or doing this or doing that. And there are some companies that, and there's some people like, I mean, there's some people that'll take risks and do stuff differently, and that's fine too. But you really have to. You learn those are expensive mistakes. Those are expensive mistakes. Like everybody's in the sandbox thing. Everybody's into the sandbox thing, but everybody hated Final Fantasy 13 because it was linear, because it wasn't open world. I was like, none of the Final Fantasies are open world, but people hated that. But they wanted it. But no, they didn't present that one as open world. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, They don't. I wouldn't worry about it. Yes, they do. Yeah. Yep. I'll tell you. Well, they put out Madden. Well, I mean, Madden's always been yearly, even before like EA became what they are. But I think they do. I think they care about the quality of their game. Obviously, if they didn't, they wouldn't have Dice making. They wouldn't let Dice make the spectacles that they make. I think they do care. Yeah. But if they, yeah, yeah. See, I thought about doing some research into like what EA does and what, you know, other developers and other companies like that do because um, I think EA has become more of a publisher than anything. Um, because I think they have their hands in so much. Like they were doing what Plants vs Zombies and like all those sports games, and they do they do The Sims. Like they have so many different you know games out that I'm just like I don't agree with them being like the worst company ever, but you know I don't say I'm not gonna say that they don't care about you know they don't care about their product. I think they do. They just have different expectations when it comes to you know what they want to do. Well, I'm not gonna say lower expectations, but I think they have higher expectations and they have higher like ridiculous goals. But that might just be me to a fault. Yeah, 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 mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, the original Final Fantasy was very much open world, or not really open world, but it had a streamlined narrative that you created your four characters. But you know, it's definitely not one of my favorites. The stories got better when they gave you characters that you can care about, because it was all about them. Yeah. I haven't played it yet. Mm-hmm. There was there was a DVD that came with mine that said, "Do not watch until after you beat the game."
Please take your time.
I got the collector's edition. Yeah, I don't know what's on it because I haven't beat the game. David Cage. Yeah.
What do you need, horse? All right. Let's see what I can do for you. Some of my best work. Interesting. All interesting. Aiming to lay down a mighty hurt, are we?
Yeah.
Anything is possible, but now, oh, what beautiful havoc you'll wreak with that. Interesting. Good luck to you, Fury.
Yeah, you know, I still haven't finished that. Yeah, Kenny ruined that experience for me. I have it, I've been wanting to finish it, and I still can't bring myself to do it because Kenny just pissed me off so bad about that game. I probably should just say it, but yeah, it just made me so mad. I was really trying to get into it, and it was a bad experience. Yeah.
What would you ask of this humble merchant? Please take your time.
Yeah. It doesn't require a lot of thought. Alright. Yeah. It was a pleasure talking with you, man. Okay. Alright, you too, man. Merry Christmas. Good night, sir.
Confidence suits you.
When earned, yes.
You are proud. See, I never understood why pride was considered a deadly sin. The power you feel now after having completed an arduous task. Isn't it empowering? You've shown great promise. Done exceptional work. Don't you deserve something for it?
Perhaps, but not from you.
Before you make a tragic mistake, I'd like to make you an offer. You've seen the world. You've seen the state it's in. You're smart enough to know that someone somewhere has lied to you. There is no plan. There is no balance. It's all lies. But imagine if it were true. Imagine if you and I truly set out to give the world direction, order. Isn't that your true purpose? We could be the force for balance the world deserves. We could be greatness.
At one time, that speech might have worked on me. But that was when I did not understand how ugly pride could be. Thank you for your generous offer, but if this world is to be fixed, neither of us will be the ones to do it.
Afraid to look at yourself. You will see nothing but an ignorant, broken place. Your end. Does anything give you pride? Thought not. Try your best for me. Fight back! Don't do that!
did you speak to the Lord of the Hollows? He knew. He too was proud.
Tell me about the Council.
Your so-called masters are infected with pride. They serve no balance. Who do you think released the Seven from our prison? What purpose do we serve without humanity to corrupt? Tell me my words do not ring true. You cannot deny the pride that still resides within you, can you?
Enough empty flattery! Tell me everything.
You already know everything, mistress. The great irony here is that for once, your enemy is right. You should feel pride, but you do not. You only feel fear. Fear that you came this close to greatness, only to fall!
See? Your council betrays you.
Watcher?
Always so pretty. I used to be so jealous of you, sister.
Envy.
No. Was all true!
Yes, all of it. I envy that ignorance. Bliss, is it not?
You know what else I envy? Your power! And thanks to our mutual benefactors, that power is mine!
Pride had it right. The Charred Council set you up. They want us all dead. All Seven Sins and the Horsemen.
No! Oh, but I knew better!
Jealousy, selfish jealousy. I took the form of a trusted servant, and you, Horseman, became both my sword and my shield. With the other sins out of the way, I will destroy the Charred Council once and for all! Only then will the Earth finally be mine! Pride goeth before the fall! A bit on the nose, but the message is clear!
You snore. Maybe it's a broken nose. Well, looks like you've been busy. Doing what, I have no idea, other than getting your ass handed to you.
Who are you, human? To speak to me like this?
Oh, I'm just another refugee. Like you. But I'm not strong enough to defend the balance. That's your purpose.
I have learned that I am weak.
Well, maybe now you finally understand how all humans feel. Pulled into a war they never asked for. Left to their own devices against forces they cannot possibly understand or effectively fight. All of humanity has been betrayed. And yet, they still fight on. What about you?
I strayed from the path. I have been jealous. I have been wrathful. I have been lazy. Worse and more. All the things the seven sins stand for, and I have paid dearly for it.
So in other words, you have lived.
Yes.
Good then. You're finally alive. And with life, there is always hope.
Hope? I was humbled in my battle with Envy. No doubt she's on her way to destroy the Charred Council, even as we speak. And I remain stranded on Earth, so when you speak of hope, human, I cannot concur. All hope is lost.
No. Haven is built on hope. Come, speak to Ulthane. You'll see.
Why did they help me?
It's, kind of what humans do. And the fact that you sent more than a few survivors our way didn't hurt.
All for naught.
We didn't pull you from the rubble to quit now. Envy holds the power of the Seven. Your betrayal can be seen on your face. Left for dead like some useless, discarded thing. But it is not over.
Here, take it. A gift from the Lord of Hollows. Deserves to be in stronger hands than mine.
You know not what you offer, Horseman. You cannot be serious.
It's important. Clearly, I'm not worthy. Don't you want it?
This was not meant for me. The Lord of Hollows knew whom he was choosing. His faith will not be questioned. Not by me, anyway.
What?
This milestone should be acknowledged. If you won't do it, I'll do so for you.
A reflecting pool?
Aye, with a few adjustments. But it's only meant for you. Will only take you to your heart's desire.
I desire only to finish what the Council began.
Find your resolve, Horseman. It's all you have now. And it is what you need if you're to stop Envy and unseat your former masters.
Greetings. Please take your time.